Hi, ladies, and welcome in to the Ladies' Lunch Break. I am your host, Crystal Fry, a woman's best friend. Today is a little bit of a different shift from the format that we have kind of had before so far in the group. And because we've talked a lot about different areas of support, different ways of support, how we can support each other, different ways that you can support, homeschooling, different ways that you can support working from home with your spouse, with your significant other, with the person who lives in the house with you. We've talked about a lot of different ways, how we can support our bodies through this time, how we can support our minds, how we can, support different healthy snacks, our eating, nutrition, things like that. We've talked about a lot of different ways to support ourselves, to support each other. Well, today I want to come in the group and ask the question, how can I support you? I created this group, as many of you may know, I created this group as for the purpose of community. Women coming together, supporting each other in different ways, whether it's sharing ideas, whether it's sharing tips, whether it's sharing things that have worked for you. I created this community with the full purpose of community, of being able to support each other, of being able to help in a time of need, of being able to laugh together, share together, have a space where we can talk and do all of those things. So today, what I really want to ask is, how can I support you? What type of things do you want to talk about? What kind of topics do you want to bring to the table? And for anyone who's jumping on right now, today we're talking about, or I am asking the question to you, how can I support you? In this community, what do you want to see? Do you want to see, are there specific topics that you want to talk about? Or do you want to have the opportunity where, I can actually bring you on the show and we can have a conversation about things? Would you like to see me post other helpful things, whether it's videos, whether it's suggestions, whether it's websites for different areas of the topics that we talk about? What is it that you want to see? How can I better support you within this community that we have here together? So that's kind of what I wanted to come on and talk about today, because like I said before, we have a lot of things that talk about support within the information that I've shared here so far. How you can support your body, how you can support your mind, how you can support your overall well-being. But what I want is to hear from you on how I can better support you within this community. So drop your comments, feel free to share, and please don't worry about hurting my feelings. I promise I've got really thick skin. I do, after all, live in a house with 3 male people. So believe it or not, that tends to, when you're the only female, and for a long time, even my dogs were male too. I finally have 1 female dog now, so there's a little bit more, but yeah, don't feel free, or don't feel like you're going to hurt my feelings if you drop a comment in here about what you need support in. And if you think that there's a better format, if you think there's a better way for us to improve the community, I am a person who fully believes that no matter what we are doing, there's always room for improvement. There's always a better way for us to do what we're doing. Not that the way we're doing it is bad, but just that there's always a way to better serve the people that you're serving. There's always a better way for you to do what you're doing. And so I'm constantly looking for new ways to make things better, to make sure that you are getting what you need out of this group. I am getting what I need out of this group because it's an outlet for me. It's a way for me to connect with other women. It's a way for me to serve other women by bringing in content, by bringing in different ideas, by hopefully opening up a space for you to maybe get a different perspective from time to time, maybe see things a little differently, maybe get ideas that you didn't have before. And the community itself feeds me because I love to see the ideas that you have. When you drop your comments in when we're talking about different topics and you're dropping in things that have worked for you or your experiences and you're sharing that, I get fed that way. That feeds me. So what I really want to know is how I can better serve you, how I can better support you within this community. Again, whether it's sharing other information, if there are topics, if you have questions, questions that you want to have, maybe a little different insight on. Maybe you have always kind of seen things maybe one particular way because of your own perceptions, because of, your experiences, your background. And maybe you want a different opinion. Maybe you want a different perspective. I ask questions like that of my friends all of the time, just because, again, I'm a person who believes we're always learning, growing, and improving. And for me, that means I need to get a different perspective. Within our comfort zone, right? Just our own little space, our own little box, it's hard to grow, right? Growth is, I don't want to say painful, but it's uncomfortable a lot of times. And so it's hard to grow from within your comfort zone. You might be able to grow a little tiny bit at a time. But as you're trying to expand your thoughts and you're trying to expand your mind, and you want to have other creative people around you, or other people who have different perspective, people who have different backgrounds, different experiences, for me, that is a kaleidoscope of gems. I love to learn from other people. I love to watch other people and their experiences, see what they learned from those experiences, because again, we don't have to make all of our own mistakes, right? Part of our growth, part of our learning process, you make mistakes along the way. I think we actually talked about that on one of the videos, that what success looks like and how we actually fail forward to success. That failure is not a bad word, it's a learning opportunity. And sometimes that has to do with your own personal perception of failure, of success. And sometimes, the way you look at it matters. So I'm always interested to get the opinions of other people, to understand, what experiences they have had, because based on those experiences, if it's something similar to what I'm interested in, or even if it's not, sometimes you can really take the lesson from their experience and apply it to whatever it is that you are, currently working on. So keep that in mind as well. That's one of the other reasons why I created this community, was so that we could have all of those experiences. Thank you. Growth is what keeps me active and engaged in life. Absolutely. When we're not growing, you guys, hate to say this, but when we're not growing, we're dying. Really, you're stagnant. Think about a plant. When you have a plant, if you're not giving it water, sunlight, nutrients, if you're not giving it the things that it needs to thrive, what happens to it? It either, well, one, it never reaches its full potential, but it will wither. It'll die if you don't take care of it, if you don't feed it, if you don't, give it what it needs. Well, we as human beings are the same way. If we are not feeding ourselves intellectually, physically, not just with our nutrition, but with, exercise and movement, if we are not feeding ourselves the things that we need, how are we going to grow? So again, this community was created as a place for us as women to share, to support each other, to provide different perspectives, to just come alongside each other for encouragement. How many times have you scrolled through your social media? And of course, with our current COVID-19 situation, social media is life for a lot of people, right? It's how we connect with the outside world in a lot of ways. But how many times have you been scrolling through and seen that one thing, right? That one post, that one inspirational little graphic that caught your eye, and you actually took a minute to read what it said, and it just really lifted you up. It really gave you the encouragement that you needed for your day. Well, that's also what I'd like to have, what I'd like to bring into this community as well. So if you have inspirational quotes, if you have different things that you want to share, Here's a wonderful place to do that. And in the process of you sharing that, you're helping other women who are going to see it. Believe me, I love those. I love them when they pop up on my timeline. And there have been quite a few that I have like screenshotted or I have saved it because I want to go back to that. Because I know, like, if I'm not having a really great day, and let's face it, we don't always have great days. Don't let the smile every day at 12:30 fool you. We don't all have great days, but I keep things like that, those inspirational things, in my phone, so that when I'm not having a great day, when I'm just having really just kind of a crappy day, I'll go pull those back up. And I'll make an intentional effort to try to shift my mind frame. Um, Continuing this group in person after restrictions are lifted. You know what? I think, Laura, that is a great idea. I know a church we could meet at. Yep, wink, wink. I got you, Laura. I think that's a great idea, and it's definitely what I'm looking for. As we're gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do once all of these restrictions are lifted, and we can actually have that face to face. I think it would be amazing to get together in a group with women. We as women feed off of each other so much. We really, really do. You ever seen a group of girls, group of ladies, group of women who they're the snippy, kind of ladies? That whole group is like that, right? They feed off of each other. Well, it's the same in the other direction. Women who are supportive, who are encouraging, they feed off of each other and they continue to encourage and support one another. And that they continue to build that up and strengthen those bonds and those relationships. I think I may have talked about this before as well. When you're looking at your circle and who's in your circle, tip for the day: if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Because like I said earlier, as we're continuing to grow as individuals, you have to surround yourself with other people who are further along than you, whether it's in life, whether it's in relationship, whether it's financially, any area of your life that you are looking to grow and improve. You should surround yourself with people who are further along in that journey than you are, so that you can learn from them, so that you can listen to those little nuggets of wisdom that they drop and apply those to your life. That has been one of the most helpful things that I have done for myself in my growth process as a human being, as an individual, as a woman, is to surround myself with other women who can help encourage and to help grow me, because they're further along in their journey. And in that same respect, that then gives me the opportunity to turn to the woman who is not as far in her journey and help her along as well. So make sure you pay attention, to the people in your circle, and make sure that, as you're looking around, you've got a really good, diverse group of people who are in different places and stages of their life, so that you can learn and grow from the people around you. So again, I wanted to jump on today and just ask the question: how can I support you? And let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you'd like to see in the group, whether it's topics, whether you have a question. Believe it or not, depending on what the question is, I can probably take one question and turn it into an entire segment. I was blessed with the gift of gab, and I don't mind having conversations. So, drop your comments, drop your thoughts, your ideas, and feel free to share things with the group that you think might be helpful for others, that you think might be inspirational, that might give someone else, a little extra something for their day. And I will do the same. I have come on, weekdays at 12:30 to share with you ladies and to talk about different things. And you guys, I cannot believe that I have been running this banner. I am so sorry about fakers and how can I support you. That was supposed to just be how can I support you. Oh, epic fail there. But that's okay. Learning process for me right there. In real time, there's a learning point for me to make sure I double check that banner before I pop it up live. So we talked about fakers yesterday. And so I wanted to just update that and to have how can I support you. We're not talking about fakers today. So I can also here's another real life learning tip. Learn to laugh at yourself. Like, seriously, she who laughs at herself will never run out of good material. I promise. Like, don't be mean to yourself, but learn to laugh at yourself. We're human. We make mistakes. Sometimes they're funny. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you all today and ask the question on how I can better support you within this group, within our community here. So feel free to drop your comments. Feel free, as always, to share this video, even though it had the wrong banner on the bottom, that's fine. Feel free to share it out with anyone that you feel may need to see it. And also feel free to invite other ladies to join the group, because as we're growing this community and as we are sharing together, you know, women do a lot better when we work together. So if you know other women who may benefit from coming into the group and seeing what's here, make sure you invite them. If we are on both Facebook and on YouTube, so if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the little notification so that you know when we're live. Same thing over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification so that you know when we are live or when we have new things that post. And today's Thursday, so we've got one more day of the work week, right? Now that most of us are working from home, it's just one more day. So I will be right back here tomorrow with you at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I hope you have a great evening, and I will see you ladies all tomorrow. Have a great day.